Your body hears everything your mind says, every criticism, every fear, every word of love. It listens quietly, faithfully, and obeys the language of your thoughts without resistance. What you believe about your body becomes the instruction it follows. Most of us were never taught that our thoughts are commands. We speak of pain as if it owns us, and our bodies obey that authority. But the truth is gentler, greater. Your body is not your enemy. It is your most loyal student, repeating whatever you teach it. When you tell your body, I am tired, I am sick, I am broken, it believes you. But when you whisper, I am healing, I am whole, I am loved, it begins to reorganize itself around that truth. Thought is the blueprint, the body is the builder. Every illness begins as a message, a signal that something in your inner world needs love. Perhaps it's an old resentment, a buried grief, a fear you've outgrown. The body speaks when the heart has been silenced. Listen, and it will tell you exactly what it needs. Healing does not come from fighting the body. It comes from befriending it. Each cell responds to love faster than it does to medicine. When you bless your body instead of blaming it, you create the chemistry of healing. Science now confirms what spirit has always known. The brain releases healing chemicals when you feel gratitude, joy, and peace. Your immune system listens to your thoughts. Your cells align with your emotional tone. You are the composer of your health. Think of this. Every organ in your body wants to work for you. Your heart beats without asking permission. Your lungs expand, your blood renews, your skin repairs, all while you sleep. The intelligence of life itself lives inside you. When you worry, you interrupt that intelligence. Fear floods your system with stress signals, telling your body to defend instead of heal. But when you think thoughts of safety, calm, and love, you restore balance and healing begins. Place a hand on the part of your body that aches. Instead of saying, why are you failing me? Say, thank you for staying with me. I love you. I release all fear now. Feel the warmth in your hand. That's energy responding to intention. Your thoughts are not small. Each one is a ripple that touches every cell. You can use them to harm or to heal. The choice is always yours. Healing begins the moment you take responsibility for the way you speak to yourself. You are not a victim of your body, you are its guardian. And your body is not punishing you, it's protecting you. Pain is the alarm, not the problem. The problem is the thought that created tension in the first place. Change the thought, and the pain has no purpose left. I have seen people heal from illnesses, doctors called incurable, not by magic, but by changing the way they thought. They stopped repeating, I am sick, and began declaring, I am healing. The body followed the new script. When you think of your body with fear, it contracts. When you think of it with love, it relaxes. Healing requires relaxation. You cannot mend while you are tense. Let go. Breathe deeply. Say, I am safe now. Safety is the soil where healing grows. Forgiveness, too, is medicine. Holding anger is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to fall ill. Every thought of resentment tightens the body. Every thought of forgiveness releases it. Forgive not for them, but for your own freedom. Try this. Each morning, look in the mirror and speak kindly to your reflection. Say, I love you, we are healing. Even if you don't believe it yet, repeat it daily. The repetition rewires your brain, the emotion follows later. Affirmations are not fantasy, they are instructions. Each time you say, I am healthy and whole, your subconscious begins searching for evidence to prove it true. Over time, it reshapes your behavior, your posture, even your biology. Remember, your body is not separate from your mind. It is the mind made visible. What you think in secret, the body reveals in form. This is not punishment. It is proof that your thoughts are powerful enough to create and therefore powerful enough to heal. If you have lived in pain for years, this idea might sound impossible. But impossibility is only a thought, and thoughts can change. Begin small. Choose one loving thought today and repeat it until it feels real. That's how transformation starts. You are not healing alone. The same force that makes flowers bloom and waves rise lives in you. When you align your thoughts with love, you call that universal intelligence to assist you. You do not have to understand how it already knows what to do. Healing is not a future event, it is a present decision. Every time you think kindly, forgive yourself, or speak with gratitude, you accelerate the process. Every thought of love is a dose of medicine. Every moment of peace is a miracle. You can heal with your thoughts, because your thoughts are energy, and energy obeys focus. Wherever attention goes, life grows. So if you want healing, focus on harmony, not hurt. Focus on progress, not pain. Focus on love, and life will echo it. Say gently, my body and I are on the same team. We are healing together. I am grateful for every improvement, every message, every moment of peace. Feel how your shoulders drop as you say it. That is your body believing you. Every night before you sleep, bless your body. Thank it for keeping you alive. Thank it for learning, adapting, and carrying your spirit through another day. Gratitude is the bridge between mind and matter. It tells the body it is safe to rest and repair. Healing is not about perfection, it's about partnership. The moment you stop criticizing your body and start loving it, miracles begin quietly under the skin. Cells light up, tension fades. The body remembers how to be well. So now take a breath and say these words. I love my body. I forgive my body. I trust my body. My thoughts are my medicine. I heal with the power of thought. Repeat them until they become your truth, because they already are. There is a quiet truth that lives beneath every heartbeat. Your body is listening to you. It listens with a devotion far deeper than most people ever realize. It listens to every word you whisper inwardly, every fear you allow to linger, every hope you nourish, and every thought you repeat. It listens not to judge you, but to follow your lead, like a faithful student learning from its teacher. When you speak lovingly within yourself, your body relaxes, your breath deepens, your shoulders soften, your heartbeat calms. When your thoughts are fearful, the body tightens as if trying to shield you from imagined danger. It does not question whether the thought is truth or memory or misunderstanding. It simply responds. It lives by the instructions you give it. From the earliest years, we learn ways of speaking to ourselves without knowing their consequences. A child who hears constant criticism begins to echo that criticism inwardly. A child who hears fear learns to fear the world. A child who feels unworthy may grow into an adult whose body carries that unworthiness in posture, tension, aches, and exhaustion. Early beliefs shape the language we speak to our bodies for decades. Repeated criticism becomes instruction. If you say to yourself, I am weak, the body listens and yields strength. If you say, I am tired, it responds by heavying the limbs. If you say, I cannot heal, it follows that direction as faithfully as it would follow, I am healing now. Thoughts are commands, and the body obeys with complete loyalty. The body mirrors the emotional climate of the mind. When your thoughts are stormy, the body becomes unsettled. When your thoughts are heavy, the body feels that weight. When your thoughts are gentle, your body finds ease. The mind creates the weather, and the body stands beneath the sky it paints. I remember clearly the first time I discovered just how quickly the body responds to a change in thought. I had been speaking harshly to myself without realizing it, scolding my body, blaming it, criticizing its imperfections. When I decided to speak gently instead, even for a moment, something shifted. A warmth rose in my chest. The breath moved freely, the tension released. It was as if my body sighed in relief, saying, "Thank you for finally being kind." This was the moment I understood the power of affirmations, not as hopeful words, but as healing instructions. The body reacts instantly to the tone of the mind. A soothing thought softens muscle. A loving thought calms the heartbeat. A hopeful thought brightens the entire system. Healing begins when we take responsibility for the way we think. Thoughts become chemistry. When you think fearful thoughts, the body releases fear chemicals. When you think thoughts of safety, the body releases calming chemistry. When you think loving thoughts, the body is bathed in peaceful signals. The body is not separate from the mind. It is the mind made visible, moving in physical form. Your breath shows this truth beautifully. Notice how it changes with your thoughts. A heavy thought shortens the breath. A worried thought tightens it. A comforting thought expands it. A loving thought deepens it. The breath is the bridge between the thought and the body, translating inner language into physical expression. Many people spend years blaming their bodies for aches, pains, or illnesses, never realizing how harsh their inner dialogue has been. They speak to their bodies as if scolding a child. They say, "Why are you doing this to me?" when the body has done nothing but follow instructions. When you shift from self-blame to self-blessing, the body feels the change immediately. To move from blame to blessing, start simply. Instead of criticizing a part of your body, place your hand there gently. Speak to it softly. Say, "I am learning to love you," or "Thank you for working so hard for me," or "It is safe for you to relax now." Even if you cannot feel love fully, the intention itself begins healing. Every cell in your body responds to loving words. Each cell holds intelligence, memory, and sensitivity to thought. When you say, "My body hears loving words," you are acknowledging the truth that changes everything. This phrase becomes the foundation of physical transformation because it invites you to choose your thoughts consciously. You have the power to teach your body a new language. You can speak words of comfort instead of criticism. You can think thoughts of gratitude instead of fear. You can offer reassurance instead of tension. With each loving thought, your body learns to trust you. And when the body trusts, it heals. The body is remarkably forgiving. Even after years of harsh inner talk, it responds quickly to kindness. It does not hold grudges. It does not punish. It only waits patiently for you to speak to it with tenderness. The moment you do, it begins softening layers of tension that may have been held for years. You may have noticed how certain thoughts make your shoulders rise or your throat tighten. These responses are not random. They are the body's way of expressing what the mind has not yet healed. When you change the thought, the tension fades. When you bless your body, the tightness releases. Healing flows in through the doorway you create with thought. The mind can create storms, but it can also create calm seas. When you hold a loving thought, you steady the waters of your inner world. You give your body permission to rest, breathe, and mend. The body thrives in calmness. It restores itself when you restore your thoughts. The more you practice speaking kindly to your body, the more natural it becomes. You begin to notice your inner tone in moments of stress. Instead of saying, "I am," falling apart, you say, "I am doing the best I can." Instead of "I am in pain," you say, "My body's sending me a message." Instead of "I am weak," you say, "I am willing to grow stronger." Even small changes in wording shift your vibration. The body hears the difference between hopelessness and hope. The body hears the difference between defeat and willingness. The body hears the difference between criticism and compassion, and it responds to these differences with remarkable sensitivity. Loving thoughts bring clarity to the mind. Fearful thoughts cloud perception. A clear mind communicates clearly with the body. A loving mind communicates lovingly. This harmony creates an inner environment where healing becomes possible. Your body wants to work for you. Your organs want to function well. Your cells want to renew. Your heartbeat wants to maintain its steady rhythm. The body is always trying to return you to balance. When you think loving thoughts, you help it do what it longs to do. You may not realize how many thoughts you think about your body each day. Many of them are automatic, old, unquestioned. But now you have an opportunity to choose consciously. Each thought is a brushstroke painting the canvas of your inner world. You can paint fear or paint love. You can paint tension or paint peace. If you choose love, even imperfectly, the body responds. It opens like a flower receiving sunlight. It moves toward health with quiet determination. It welcomes the guidance of loving thought. Let each breath remind you, my body hears loving words. My body responds to loving thoughts. My body is my friend. Say these truths often. Whisper them. Think them. Feel them. Let them sink into every cell. For this is where healing begins, not in force, not in fear, but in the gentle restoration of love between you and your body. Pain is never the enemy. It is a messenger. It is the body's way of saying, look here, something inside needs love. Most people respond to pain with fear, anger, or frustration. They try to silence it, numb it, fight it. But pain does not come to punish. It comes to reveal. Beneath every discomfort, there is an emotion waiting patiently to be acknowledged, understood, and released. Unprocessed emotions settle in the body when the heart has been silenced. When we do not give ourselves permission to cry, the body cries for us. When we hold back words we long to speak, the throat tightens. When we swallow anger to keep peace, the stomach churns. When we carry guilt, the shoulders slump beneath its weight. The body stores what the mind is afraid to face. Resentment is one of the heaviest emotions a body can hold. It sits in the muscles like a stone. It restricts movement. It stiffens the back. It tightens the jaw. Resentment says, I cannot let go, and the body obeys by refusing to loosen. Every thought of resentment creates tension that steals energy from healing. Guilt is another weight that the body carries painfully. It lowers the chest, slows the breath, and disturbs digestion. Guilt creates an inner posture of collapse, as if the body is folding inward to hide. It drains vitality, because guilt says, I do not deserve to feel good. When the mind repeats this message, the body contracts to match it. Fear is perhaps the most powerful of all the hidden emotions behind pain. Fear quickens the heartbeat, shortens the breath, and prepares the body for danger, even when no danger is present. Fear blocks the natural flow of life force. It tightens the muscles, stiffens the joints, and disrupts sleep. It keeps the body in a state of readiness that prevents relaxation and healing. When emotions are not expressed, the body expresses them for us. A heavy sorrow may appear as a tight chest. A suppressed anger may appear as headaches. A forgotten heartbreak may show itself as fatigue. A buried fear may settle in the spine. Each symptom is a clue, a loving nudge from the body saying, please listen. Something inside needs care. Pain becomes a message, not a punishment. It is simply the body raising its hand, asking for attention. When you soften toward pain, when you breathe into it instead of bracing against it, you begin to hear its message. And once the message is heard, the pain no longer needs to shout. It can begin to ease. Different areas of the body tell different emotional stories. The head represents our intellect. Pain here often reflects overwhelming thoughts, pressure, or self-criticism. The throat represents self-expression. Tightness here often reflects withheld words or fear of speaking truth. The heart area holds love and grief. Discomfort here can reflect sorrow or lack of self-love. The stomach represents digestion not only of food but of life experiences. When something is hard to swallow, the body knows. The back represents support. Pain here often reflects the belief, I must carry everything alone. The legs represent movement forward. When they ache, you may be afraid to take a step toward change. These are not random connections. They are the language of the body. When you understand this language, you no longer fear symptoms, you listen to them. Listening itself begins to heal the pain. When you acknowledge an emotion, it no longer needs to hide in the body. Releasing old grievances brings noticeable relief. When you let go of anger you have held for years, you may feel warmth flow through your body. When you forgive someone, not for their sake, but for your freedom, your shoulders may finally relax. When you release sorrow, your breath deepens. Healing begins anywhere. Love enters. Forgiveness softens the body more quickly than any physical treatment. Many people believe they cannot forgive because they confuse forgiveness with approval. Forgiveness does not say, what happened was right. It says, I choose to free myself from this weight. When you forgive, the body responds instantly, as if removing a stone from the heart. Even saying, I am willing to release this, begins the healing process. Willingness is the gentle opening of a locked door. You do not need to know how to forgive or when the pain will lift. You only need to be willing. Willingness invites light. Willingness invites breath. Willingness invites healing. The subconscious holds memories in physical form. Childhood experiences, especially those filled with fear, shame, or confusion, often lodge themselves in the body long before we have words for them. A child may not know how to express being frightened, so the fear settles in the stomach. A child may not know how to express sadness, so the chest becomes heavy. These memories remain until they are met with love. You cannot think them away, you cannot scold them away, you cannot ignore them away, but you can love them away. Love is the great dissolver of emotional knots. When you offer compassion to old memories, they release their grip on the body. Listening to the body with compassion reveals exactly what it needs. If a part of your body aches, place your hand there softly. Ask, what are you trying to say? Do not expect words, expect sensations, feelings, impressions. Your body will respond with subtle messages. It may say, I need rest, or I need forgiveness, or I need safety. Trust what you feel. When you approach your body with understanding rather than frustration, it begins to trust you. Healing requires trust. The body cannot heal if it feels attacked by your thoughts. It heals when it feels accepted. It heals when it feels heard. It heals when you become its ally instead of its judge. You may be surprised to discover how quickly pain softens when you stop fighting it. The moment you stop calling a part of your body bad, that part begins to relax. When you stop resenting your discomfort begins to change. Pain is often heightened by resistance. When resistance melts, so does a great portion of the pain. Try gently saying to your pain, I know you are trying to help me. I am willing to listen. You may feel a warm wave of calm move through you. This warmth is not imagined, it is the body responding to love. Love is the warmest medicine. Pain often arises when we hold emotions that were never meant to be held alone. When you release an old fear, your back may loosen. When you release guilt, your breath may deepen. When you release resentment, your jaw may soften. These changes are signs that the emotional knot has begun to unwind. Some people fear facing emotions because they think they will be overwhelmed. But emotions, when acknowledged, are gentle. It is only when they are ignored that they become loud. When you meet them with love, they dissolve like mist. A simple affirmation begins the inner shift. I am willing to feel what needs to be felt. This invites courage. Then you add, I am willing to release what no longer belongs to me. This invites freedom. As you release these emotional weights, your body begins to feel lighter. Tension that once felt permanent begins to loosen. A tight shoulder relaxes. A clenched jaw opens. A heavy chest breathes. These small releases add up. The body remembers how to feel safe. When you learn to read your body's messages, you gain a profound understanding of yourself. You no longer treat pain as an enemy. You treat it as a teacher. Its lessons are not harsh, they are corrective. Pain says, "Look here, love is needed." And when you give love, pain feels no need to stay. Your body is not against you. It has never been against you. It has been your loyal companion, holding your emotional burdens until you were ready to set them down. And now you are ready. There comes a moment in every healing journey when we recognize a simple, liberating truth. The body is not the source of our suffering. Our thoughts are. The mind creates a blueprint, and the body builds according to that blueprint with perfect obedience. If the blueprint is filled with fear, the body becomes tense. If the blueprint is filled with love, the body begins to repair. You cannot build a peaceful body from anxious thoughts. When I first realized this, it changed my entire life. I understood at last that healing does not begin in the flesh, it begins in the mind. The body merely follows the instructions it receives through our thoughts. Every thought is a sketch of what we expect. Every thought is a signal to the cells. Every thought lays down another line in the blueprint the body follows. Affirmations reshape the subconscious the way water smooths stone gently, repeatedly, patiently. They are not forceful, they do not command, they remind, they redirect, they whisper the truth until the old beliefs no longer have power. Every time you repeat a loving affirmation, you are placing a new stone on the foundation of your well-being. Repeating loving thoughts forms new pathways of ease and calm.